Hey, Zach. I could be wrong, but you hadn't really struck me as a guy that awards and nominations and things would just mean a ton to you. But we'll see. But you get nominated in the Broyles Award yesterday. That recognition and things. Just what's that mean to you? I guess when you see your work and see that you've been recognized for it.
I certainly appreciate it, but I mean, seeing as how me and every other guy on that list, hadn't made a tackle or scored a touchdown or made a single play all year, I'd say it's probably really a nod to the players and how hard they've played and executed. So, as coaches, we're just lucky enough to get to work with the players. They're the ones out there going out there and making plays and actually producing results on the field. And so I think any kind of award or nomination or something like that is really a recognition of the job the players have done. And I've been incredibly lucky. We got some great seniors, particularly on the defensive side of the ball, that made my job really easy. Errol Thompson, Kobe Jones, Marquis Spencer, those guys going out there and kind of taking control and leading the group every day. I got to kind of just sit back and ride their coattails.
And kind of following up on that real quick, if I can, this is one of those questions all you guys probably hate getting from guys like me and things, but with what you've done with this group, obviously a lot of folks will look at what you've done and like what they've seen and things. I won't ask you anything about, would you entertain or anything like that. I'll just ask, how have you enjoyed your time at Mississippi State so far, and is it a place that you could see yourself being for a little while?
Oh, I've absolutely loved it here. Obviously, first of all, I get to work with an absolute, fantastic head coach who's a future Hall of Famer, obviously. And so for a young coach to get to learn from him and the other guys on the staff who've, got a lot more years experience and a lot more knowledge, opportunity to learn from those guys is incredibly invaluable. There's great players in this program. I mean, obviously there's really good football players, but they're even better guys. So, no, I've absolutely loved it here. And then, I'm married with two young kids, and I don't think there's a better place to raise a family. I got incredible neighbors. I'm gonna give them a name drop here. David and Trish Jones, Trent and Betsy Smith. They get me stuck out of my front yard every time my zero-turn lawnmower gets stuck in the summer. And so, yeah, they've kind of taken me under their wing and showed me some true Southern hospitality.
Next, we'll go to Paul Jones.
Coach, what have you noticed from Auburn on film so far? What kind of sticks out to you with their film?
Oh, big and physical, run the ball. I think they got as good of a stable of running backs as anyone we faced all year. And obviously got some big time receivers outside. I mean, there's a reason everyone, they're so highly thought of, and they got some really talented guys. Big old physical line, quarterback, a dual threat, hurt you both ways. Number one, the receiver can take the top off. He's probably the fastest guy in the conference. And then they got running backs. Grigsby, the freshman. My goodness, how many tackles has he broke this year? They got some fantastic football players over there.
Next, we'll go to Ben Portnoy.
Zach, you mentioned guys like Kobe and Errol and Marquise. I mean, when you're taking over and you're kind of walking into a situation, you have seniors like that, and you're trying to set a culture and a standard. What does it mean to have guys like that on a leadership side of things, and how does it help maybe you as a coach sort of institute what you're trying to do?
Well, I think anytime you got senior leadership and they're your best players, and then they're also, the right kind of guys, and they're hold everyone to a high standard, and they're preaching the message you're trying to spread, then that makes it really easy as a coach. And to be honest with you, this place has had a culture of really good defense for a long time. Certainly, it ain't me coming in here and instilling it. I mean, this goes back a long time. And so, if you're a defensive guy, you love coaching defense at a school like this because it's kind of ingrained in the culture of the school.
Next, we'll go back to Paul Jones.
Coach, kind of looking at some of the younger guys that haven't played as much this year, but how was Rodney Gross done on the practice field and scout team this year?
Good. Yeah, I mean, he's a true freshman, so he's every day out there. He's getting to compete against the starting offense, and that should make him a lot better player because it means you're going against the number ones every day. And so he's getting that opportunity to show he can compete at this level, and look forward to seeing his development.
We'll go back to Joel Coleman.
I've been asking Coach Lee. I asked Coach Lee about this the other day, and I've asked several coaches. But just for you, what's this recruiting process been like, given everything is FaceTime and video and no official visits and things of that nature? Just how difficult has it been? I guess just your overall thoughts on this process, and I guess how crazy it's probably been the last few months.
Well, I mean, obviously, you guys can see how engaging and personable I am on FaceTimes and Zoom, so clearly it plays to my strengths. But no, it's definitely different. You know, you're used to getting out and evaluating recruits in person, and you know, typically you could contact period, you can have face-to-face communication and get to know them and their families, and obviously you don't have any of that now. You're trying to do it all through this medium right here, and so it is what it is. It's a level playing field. Everyone's doing it. So we'll see next week how it goes, how we did.
Next, we'll go to Ben Portnoy.
Zach, kind of touching on it, you mentioned kind of the tradition and that the defensive tradition is kind of ingrained at MSU and having that. I mean, on the recruiting side of things, how much does that help you guys as something to sell, combined with kind of what you guys have been able to do on the field in year one, and show that this is something that, you know, has happened here and is continuing to happen here?
I think it's certainly an advantage when every time you can tell a recruit, hey, just turn on any NFL game. And right now it seems like there's a former Mississippi State D lineman or defensive guy tearing it up. You know, I've seen the graphics put out, you know, the combination of D linemen who are now in the NFL and how many millions of dollars they're making. That's a nice added perk to sell on the recruiting trail.
Anything else for Coach Arnett? If not, thanks, Coach. Appreciate
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thanks, Zach.